Hi, this is Chuck Bryan at the Deere Test Farm outside of Austin, Texas. With me here, I'm happy to say, is Ryan Mackin. Welcome, Ryan.
Pleasure to be here.
So tell me what you do here.
I'm an engineering manager for combines. I work on future technology development and future architectures.
You know, what are we standing in front of here?
Yeah, this is a John Deere S780 combine with a...
What does combine mean?
Well, a combine is a term that's come about from a machine that actually harvests grain. And it's combined because it combines threshing, separating, and cleaning all into one system. So it's basically a factory on wheels.
So what does this do?
Well, you know, you pull into the field, this piece of equipment will cut the grain, feed it into the machine. It will thresh the grain out of the straw, if you will. Take that grain, clean it, put clean grain up into the tank, which then is held until a grain cart or a truck is next to it to be able to unload through its unloading auger.
So this is going through the farm. At what speed would you think?
You know, you can harvest, this machine has a 40-foot head. With this machine, you could be harvesting as much as high as 6 miles per hour and doing as many as 30 acres per hour.
Now this is shooting out stuff up the top, right?
Yeah, what it will do is it'll hold the grain in here until this tank is full, and then what it can do is the unloading system will allow it to transfer to a second vehicle, which is usually a grain cart and a tractor.
So this grain cart and tractor rides side by side? How they're connected?
Yeah, so the machine goes through the field basically autonomously through a GPS system. And so it follows a track to be able to maximize the cut width and follow a straight line. But the grain cart also is using GPS that follows a track that's parallel to that. The difference is we use algorithms and a control system that positions the grain cart specifically to the combine, and through a Wi-Fi connection between the combine and the tractor, it actually can then control the two machines accurately and allow actually remote control of the grain cart and tractor from the combine.
So I actually saw this work where the tractor, this cart just drives by itself next to the other vehicle.
That's correct.
And then it gets full and it leaves and another one comes up?
That's correct. That's correct. And so that cart gets full and leaves, and then it has to get back to the edge of the field to load a truck. And if you can imagine, this machine can harvest as much as 7,000 bushels per hour. So at 7,000 bushels per hour, you could be seeing 7 semis leaving a field per hour. That's one truck about every 8 minutes. So you have about 8 minutes to get that truck full and get it moving, and then get back to the combine and get it unloaded.
So where's artificial intelligence play in this?
Well, artificial intelligence in this machine is playing in to help optimize the performance of the machine. We have cameras that are placed inside the machine to look at the grain, and it's really looking at things like damage, it's looking at foreign material, and it's optimizing the settings to maintain the best performance for the grain that you get paid for, and keep as much of it in the machine as possible and minimize the amount of losses. Because in the end, at the end of the season when you're harvesting, that's when you get paid. So we like to keep a minimum of 99% of the grain that's in the field into the machine and into the truck. So that's less than 1% loss.
This seems like it's more technology than it is hardware.
It is a lot of technology, but you know, what people don't realize is that the technology inside the combine, mechanically first, is off the charts. What you do with this machine, you could never do with hands. You couldn't do with a manual population. So you're already starting with technology that's just amazing. And then when you put electronics on top of it, and we start doing things with AI and computer vision, and we start doing things with communication and the technology, along with the GPS, it just moves to another level. And so we talk about autonomous vehicles. These vehicles have been autonomous with manual oversight, but autonomous for 20 years.
Do people know that?
Farmers do, and some people do. It's whether you're exposed to it, because the assumption is that it's a simple job, and in some ways it is. If you go back to history, that was the simplest job we had, was, you know, planting crops and harvesting our food. That's what we did. That was like the nature of what drove humanity. But reality is the scale that we've gotten to feed a growing population in the world has driven us to have to do a lot more with less.
So you're doing everything, like this is gathering grain. You have machines that plant the seeds, that fertilize the seeds? What's next?
Well, obviously there's always room for improvement on what we have. I think we've mentioned that autonomy is one of the things that is becoming more and more apparent. I think there's also application where we can do a better job. Every time we maximize the productivity of any one of those plants, we're helping to feed a growing population. And that's really critical, because if we don't, we won't keep up. We have forever been able to keep up and feed that population, and we have all the intentions to keep doing that.
Thank you, Ryan. This is Chuck Martin at the Deere Test Farm outside of Austin.